Welcome back everybody, CoolBro794 here, and today we are here with some tower battle content. Now keep in mind this is the first clear of Area 5, but this is Area 5, technically the hardest area. I would normally do a free-to-play clear, but instead, this was honestly getting so hard, they're ramping up the difficulty so much, I'm just going to be using my whale teams here, starting out with Giorno with Voice Diavolo, because it's just like so annoyingly tedious to try to clear it free to play. I'd rather just explain the team and then explain strategies you could use to beat Tower Battle yourself. And starting out with Yuya here, Yuya is probably the easiest one. I really wanted to use Voice Diavolo. Diavolo, I said that funny. I really wanted to use Voice Diavolo because it's a clear board. He makes no hull panels, and Giorno and Mista get rid of block panels really well. Especially here because Yuya makes those blocks on the bottom of the screen. Giorno Mista worked very, very well with Voice Diavolo in making a free 4x4 during his stop time, and then the rest of your matches with how good he is, even at level 50, just pretty much one-shots Yuya here. And for other teams to run, honestly, just literally anything that gets rid of those block panels. I mean, you can spam it too because he makes the enhanced panels on the sides for you for free. You don't need like characters to rapidly I wanted to say intensify, but I meant enhance, to rapidly enhance for you, just to like make your skills come out. Oh, it's late. Oh boy, big yawn. But yeah, this one's honestly by far the easiest one. If you can handle the block panels, then just like run honestly any team you want, and you'll win this one. See, look, there, one shot. 2 mil for the first clear, floor 5. That's all you need for this one. Yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning, I just want to make sure people understand floor 5. Every time you redo floor 5, which you can do up to 10 times, you can, so it's 50 clears total. Each time you do floor 5, it gets a little harder. But the boss's attacks don't change, it's just how much health they have. So if one boss does something when they have half health, then they will still do it at half health. It just depends what half health is now because the health is different. And now we have Pulmonary Finigi and Voice Dio. I really just wanted to use Voice Dio here. This isn't really like an optimal team for it. It works just because I have high level characters and both of them are really good and skill 4. It kind of just goes 1 and 2. But both of these two units are units I really like. I just wanted to use them. Because Black Sabbath's gimmick is just that he makes a lot of ink panels, and periodically, once those ink panels are on the board, he'll turn the ink panels of certain characters into whole panels. So you want to do your best to just get them all off the board. Using this team, I get Dio's time stop. It was kind of just based off of spamming. Like Polgarder for Negi, you get the erase and you get the free 4x4s and stuff. But it was mainly just, you know, if I time stop often enough, he doesn't have the chance to attack me. I want to say this is the most tedious fight, but stay tuned for Kira at the end. Oh my god, Kosaki Kira is unbelievably challenging in this event. Other than that, though, I would just bring, like, I would bring eraser units to this just to get rid of the ink panels, because it's more about just killing him before he screws up your whole board. You'll see, like, right after here, he'll really start screwing up my board very slowly, which makes it a lot harder to kill him, because, like, there's less places to tap with Dio, there's less spaces for Polnareff to erase, and all that kind of bad stuff you don't want to see. Maybe, an example of a team, like a more free-to-play friendly team I can think of, is, like, voiced cars, the regular voiced cars, not ultimate cars, with Act 1 Koichi. Because Act 1 Koichi, you erasing his thing allows you to kind of just spam Act 1 Koichi's skill, keep recharging them both over and over again, and cars is relatively low cooldown, as well as erasing all of Koichi's enhanced panels. That's a nice team you could run. But like, obviously, if you have the better units, run the better units. Like, I used to make free-to-play guides because I wanted people to see that this was possible with literally any unit in the game. If you have better units, use the better units. No one says you have to do it free-to-play too. Like, my level 80 Act 1 Koichi and my level 80 wired back with the most optimal stickers, you probably don't have. but you probably have, instead of wired back, I don't know, like voice part for Jotaro or Glasses Kakyoin or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, if you have the better units, use them, because Tower Battle is a very, very, very tough event. It is made to be the toughest event in the game, and still holds up to this day. They've not done anything harder. This doesn't even compare to what, like, Formidable Enemy used to be. Because, like, this is just what they replaced Formidable Enemy with, but this is leagues harder. And they made the rewards better accordingly, but man, is it annoying. But that is going to do it for Black Sabbath here. He is dead. With Black Sabbath wrapped up, we will move on to the next fights, which should be a little more fun than this one. I just kind of quite like hearing Dio and Polnareff's voice lines here. And then now for the cat plant here, we have our guy voiced part for Jotaro, along with Misa with a race-based sticker setup. Misa is just there to get rid of the obstacles, because the cat is quite annoying if you don't handle its slicer panels well. That is the gimmick of this one. I would once again recommend erasers, but I think replacers would work for this too. Yeah. Replacers are good. Well, replacers is what I mean. Would work good for this as well, as long as they go over the slicer, cutter, whatever you want to call them, panels that go over the board constantly. Like this here, the cat just does that the whole fight, but it slowly gets worse. I really like to make boxes to get rid of those panels, like you can see me doing here. I just cover them with boxes. But you don't really always have the room to make boxes, because you saw, like, I only got halfway to stand up during that time, and now there's more of these on my board. Remember, if I want to say remember, but if you don't know what these do, these panels, when matched in matches of 4, just like normal, like, you know, panels on the board, they will turn into whole panels where they were matched. So it is essential you try to keep them as far away from each other as possible, which is where Mista comes in, very last second, getting rid of those panels, adding a little bit of extra damage. And as he adds that little bit of extra damage, you get a little bit closer to stand-up, you get that tiny bit of charge for voice part for Jojo. But we all know the real thing here is just getting voice part for Jojo set up as fast as possible. Hitting those panels with him does so much. It is why he's the second best unit in the game, right behind... Well, I want to say that. I want to say a Cool Cat's still the best unit. Voice part for Jotaro is second best in damage terms. But we all know how we all know how Ultimate Cars and level 80 Diavolo is going right now, so I don't know if I can still say that. Because Voice Part for Jotaro and Glasses Kakyoin are in fact better. They both are than Voice Diavolo and Ultimate Cars, but those two specifically together have like unbelievable synergy with how much damage they do. It's crazy. It's like, whoo. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for that fight. Honestly, I want to say that one is the easiest one, if not for the next fight coming up right here, which is Chickaletta, which is going to be even easier. Now with our last two fights here, first we are going to see Chickaletta, which in my opinion is the easiest fight. That might be because I have voiced Kakyoin, the Glasses Kakyoin specifically. I'm running him with Vampire Strazo here because he is an intensifier. You could use what's his name, voiced Risotto. You could use probably the best unit for this is, not probably, definitely to use with him is the new Bruno. I did not have the Bruno at the time of recording this video. I actually got this footage a while back. But running through this with Bruno and him, the new intensifier Bruno, just like, oh my god. Especially because he erases the block panels with his skill before restoring them as intensified panels. Like, just so much damage. I wouldn't say use Voiced Risotto for Tower Battle, like, at all, because of his build-up mechanic. It's not worth how many skills you get to use when you could just be making, like here, you're making 10 instead of Voiced Risotto's 5. Like, why would I make Voiced Risotto's 5 when I could just one-shot him with Glasses Kakyoin like this? and do 2.5 mil with that one skill use. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. But yeah, Chickaletta and Succo's the easiest fight. You just charge the skills, use them both, and they die. The end. It is definitely not a hard one. For other teams to recommend, it's once again just erasers and replacers. You need to get rid of those block panels as soon as possible. But as a complete opposite from the easiest fight, here we now go into the hardest fight by far ever. I believe this is the hardest fight in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Pitter Patter Pop ever. I have never seen a harder fight. My skill for Act 2 Koichi is essential, and I like to, oh, it looks like I forgot the EX sticker here. Of course, use the Vigor EX sticker because I can. I use a skill up here because I don't want to sit there. It's so much faster if you use a skill up with how many acts? 2 acts. It is so much faster if you use Act 2 in the front and use a skill up. Because what Kira does is he just floods your board with hole panels, and they only go away. I think he removes 3 of them with every 2 boxes you open. So you need Act 2 to be there removing your boxes for you like the whole fight. Because it doesn't look that bad, right? Like, oh, 4 boxes, I can manage that. But you see him building up at the top there? Boom. Imagine without the 4 boxes, there would still be 6 more holes on my board, and he's starting to charge up again to do another attack. Like, you have to do 5 million normally. This fight is unbelievably hard. And you saw right there, I was trying to make a box as hard as possible. I just couldn't make it out. Keep in mind that enemies cannot do attacks against you during stand-up time, which also means they cannot do their helpful effects during stand-up time either. If I popped all 4 boxes here, it would treat them all as like one use of Kira's get rid of your holes for free, and would be wasting the boxes. But what I like to do with this team is just keep making boxes and keep opening them until Vigor has enough space to do his whole skill thing. And I usually would end up with Koichi's skill charged again, so it's even easier to do Vigor time. Obviously, I've been saying obviously so much so often. But it just, boxes help Vigor. We all know this. So right here, open 2 boxes, immediately pop Vigor's skill, and we are looking good. Boom boom, your board is clear. Now it's time for the Vigor shenanigans. I brought Vigor because I just wanted to one-shot him. I didn't want to think about what I was doing, I wanted him dead. This, to be completely honest, that was my entire motive. I wanted this guy to just suffer. If you screw up your Vigor time, it's not the end of the world. The whole panels don't come back the second Vigor time ends, so you can still use Act 2 Koichi to keep it under control. As you can see at the top, I only got to like the half point where I am right here, so I could get another Vigor use out, but I don't need to because Vigor is crazy good, and I'm just going to annihilate him with this one use of stand-up time. But that'll be it for Tower Battle. Once this Vigor time is over here, other teams I would recommend, you need boxes. It's not like erasing boxes or having boxes, it's using boxes. So like, you need Act 2 or another box maker unit, or like, this is just straight up not possible. Like, this fight is gotta be the hardest ever. There's no doubt about that in my mind. But yeah, that is all. That is our Tower Battle Floor 5 completed. Alright guys, to my constant viewers, I need to like kind of send out this PSA quick. If you're not in my Discord, which I update regularly with this like status posts, I will actually be moving on Wednesday. I have to get everything up and out of my apartment on Wednesday, and then I need to get everything moved in to my new place on Thursday. So I will not even have access to my computer until probably like Friday. So at the very earliest now, the only video that can go up would be a Friday on the earliest, which just happens to kind of be at the best time because there is nothing to make content on right now. There's like nothing. It's just because all the events are gone and everybody's kind of given up on the idea that the game is ending. Some people think Part 6 is being implemented, some people think Pitter Patter Pop 2 is being developed, some people think that it's just a gem rework, which honestly would think would be the best. I've even heard I don't know about content, but I know Diablo is top tier is saying he might come back to the game if it was like the diamond packs that would give you almost a multi's worth of gems for like $25 if they were shortened down to like $10 for the same amount, or maybe if they're just gems added to the packs so you don't have to pay as much for as many, then he might come back to the game. I think that'd be a great thing. I think it'd be a great thing for other people because people don't want to spend their money because they feel like they're not getting their money's worth. If they just decrease the prices based on how the fact that you need level 80 units, then I think in the end they will be making more money and be able to make it out until part 6 comes out. So yeah, if you haven't checked out my full view of that, I will put that video down in the description below, where I have a big long half an hour talk with some other people about what could be happening to Pitter Patter Pop right now due to the gem shop going away, and that'll be it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. It means a lot. Appreciate all the support. You can check out a recommended video over on the left there, or another one like this one. And I'll see you later.